you're in prison, you got played, you got locked up, you was treated like a slave when the whole time God's telling you that people are going to serve you. He had to know that. So his significance is what God said, because he had an opportunity to manipulate that thing. He could have slept with Pharaoh's wife. He could took control of his destiny and his value. It's like, no. God got me. No matter how it looked, God got me. That's why David was a man after God's own heart. That's why Moses, who operated meekness, restraint, and return for attack, he had an opportunity to prove himself. What'd you just say? What? Who else hears from God? Okay. Oh, so you're going to tell me how I'm supposed to have sexual relations with my wife. That's what the whole argument was about. Some people would teach you that is because of her race, but that's not what it was. What it was God sanctified him, set him apart, and told him, no, you're set apart. I don't even want you to have sex with your wife. And so Moses and Aaron trying to, like some of y'all do, they trying to look out. Oh, man, what you doing? You need to, Then it was like, so you don't even want to hear from God? Because he explained himself. He said, well, to make sure I hear from God to serve the people, this is what God told me I had to do. We're in a pinnacle time here. Oh, so you don't even want to hear from God? Now, at that point, Moses was like, he knew he heard from God. He's like, oh, so you questioning me? Okay. All right, tell you what. Since you got a question, we're going to see how this work out. And especially when she got leprosy, Miriam got leprosy, he could have been like, what was you saying? I ain't hear you. I ain't hear you. Come on, keep talking. Oh, it's hard for you to talk with them balls on your mouth, right? He didn't do that. He didn't try to prove himself. Matter of fact, he interceded for her. Because he knew where he was with God. His significance was what God was saying, not what man would say. And that's something, even as we grow and we have leaders around us, that's hard it's hard to put people in position when the whole shine and focus has to be on them, because what they do is they don't realize it's hard for people to follow them. So basically we end up promoting a leader that no one wants to follow, because the person is forcing themselves up front. They don't want to facilitate significance around them. They want to eat up all the light for themselves. And that's a dangerous place to be in. And hopefully that's not you. Let's see. So the goal is, we talked about this to start out, the goal is for us to maintain our significance and our value in God is to maintain our communion with God. So I always thought about this. It's amazing how I see it. It's amazing how we sit around claiming loneliness while all the while ignoring the Father's daily advances for the comfort. So we avoid God's daily advances for communion because we're pressing for the comfort of man. See, so our significance is, I'm not lonely if I have a flesh and blood person to connect with. And the whole time, God is trying to connect with you. And so we say, we claim loneliness, insignificance, because a man or woman, when I say man, male and female, is not acknowledging us. When the whole time God's like, and I'm what? So your value and your peace is not with me? He's daily trying to connect. But we're skipping over him to make sure we get props from man. That's why we got to get this down, because what God is going to pour on our lives next year, it'll be so easy for you to be so overconfident in where you're at that you'll forget about God. See, it's not about if you can, it's if you can handle. It's not about if you can, it's if you can handle. That's the thing. And it's not about as much if you can handle from a standpoint, are you going to just crush and hurt people, is are you going to leave God? The whole thing is for all of us to be in communion with God. That's what it's about. All of us to operate in obedience. And we good. That's where our significance has to be, pleasing God and being obedient to him. And you do that by staying in communion with him. See, man is incapable of fulfilling you. The only way you're going to be fulfilled is with God. See, what happens is, in our relationship with man, it's a setup. because it's almost like when young lovers, they expect the fumes of infatuation to linger longer than the years of growth. So you expect the fumes of infatuation to just ride you out. I mean, we have many people to come in, even when I used to do marriage counseling by myself years ago. Folk come in and just on the fumes of infatuation, I'm feeling good. Boom, let's get married. Well, you might want to learn this, that, and that. Oh, man, please, we're good. Really? Based on what? The fumes? And that's what happens. Those same fumes, you're doing the same thing. You're in a relationship. You're in a relationship outside of the presence of God because it feels good. And it's now remember, you was in the Word daily. You was praying daily, interceding daily, showing up to help other people daily. Now you get into the relationship and you don't have time for God. Do you honestly think God brought you the relationship to change your relationship with Him? The goal was to enhance your relationship with Him and hopefully enhance their relationship with Him. But everything changes because you think the fumes of the infatuation is going to outlast growth. No, you got to start growing. You got to embrace some challenges. You got to push through the pain, right? Because on the other side of the pain is peace. I just thought that was sweet. I want to see her say it. I see my granddaughter say it. That's all right. So this is the key. We talked about this in the marriage conference, but our relationship with God and our significance with God is beyond just being in love. Being in love takes a feeling. To be loved and to love, it takes fight. Now listen, being in a relationship with God or being in a covenant relationship is beyond feeling. That's what you use to be in love. All it takes is feeling. You know. Actually, it don't even really take no work, right? Something, goosebumps, whatever you want to call it, butterflies, whatever you want to call it. You just feel good, right? That's all it takes. I mean, there's no effort involved in that. But to love someone or to be loved by someone, that takes fight. And most people don't experience love because they don't want to. What's this? Whoa. No. This is not how the cartoons went when I was a kid. All the movies I saw, once you go through this part, it's happily ever after. What's the big deal? Why is you tripping? We're married now. That automatically means no trips. No more vacations, right? No, you got to fight. It's a fight. Not a physical fight. Not a physical fight. Z, not a physical fight. It's not. Because the adversary hates agreement and covenant. He's going to fight that more than anything else. So when you go in there all gullible and naive and think that, oh, it's all cool, it's all good, he's like, great. Because you think y'all going to be together without some work, some effort? And why are we looking so hard to just rest? It's the greatest thing that God has ever given us. Don't you think it's going to be some work involved? The kingdom of heaven suffers violence. The violence take it by force. Mark 11:12. That means the enemy knows how valuable these situations is, and he's forcefully, violently trying to take hold of them before you do. And you walking around like, there's a couple of athletes around in our large ministry that they play well when there ain't no fight. As soon as they're fighting, they're like, well, I'm not really playing. Actually, I was playing somebody the other day, a very good player. I noticed the person wasn't playing. Then they start, well, I'm tired. I think my leg hurt. I'm like, do your leg hurt? Or them jump shots hurt you kind of bad. But I was ready for a fight. I was like, man, I'm going to have to focus. So what I did, I started attacking because I was like, I don't need him thinking about what's really taking place because quicker, faster, stronger, jump higher. I said, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep attacking him before he could think. Right? So, but I was ready for a fight. I knew it would cost something. And I used to show up at games going, oh, we about to ball today. This is not going to be a walk in the park. This is going to be a game. And it never looked like, You look for an opportunity where it's just easy. And it's not easy until it says 0-0. All the way to the last shot, there's resistance, there's pressure. The crowd is going, is he going to make that one? Because if he missed that one, they're going to lose. Every time you come down court, though, for 40 trips down the court, every trip, you got to make the right decision. The first person that makes the wrong decision loses the game. That helps you in life because you understand that you got to keep making tough decisions and keep yielding to God. It doesn't stop because you got this one faith victory. It's a faith life, not faith moments. You got to keep push past the pain. Push past the pain. Because the other side of pain is joy. Push through the pain. Because the other side of pain, there's love, right? Right? And there's peace, right? All right, so that's important. Let me just give you this nugget here. We find our significance and worth through God, not through man or material. We find our true significance and worth through God, not through man or material. I mean, we have made his image and after his likeness. It says that in John chapter 1. John 10:10 says, I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. Jeremiah 29:11, I know the thoughts I think towards you. Psalms 139:14, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. So to make sure that our significance would be in him. So this is the thing. So God says, I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly, but that abundant life is not without hurdles or resistance. Like we marry by faith, but we grow in love. We fight to maintain our agreement and harmony. Like we can't just... I saw that. Like we can't just... These guys are so funny here. We can't just rest with success. We got to keep pressing through because agreement is big. Agreement is not an option. So we gotta press to maintain our agreement. Something we talk about all the time. Oh, we're gonna figure out something agreement today because we know we can't move forward without being in agreement. It's as a church, we have to be in agreement. We got to be on the same page. That's the goal. If we're all obedient. Yeah. All these signifiers, y'all. All right, so Matthew 6:33. We're going to end with that. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things will be added unto you. Right? And so me and my wife was talking, and so we were just talking about some different conversations we was having. I said, well, babe, what I realized is like, it's not like we don't like stuff, because we do. We like and want the stuff, but we need God. Did y'all hear that? So we like and want the stuff, but we need God. Now, I said something without saying it. When things get jacked up, we live like we need the stuff, and we just like and want God. And that's why we end up getting caught up dealing with the devourer, because we don't think we need God, but we need God to protect us from the devourer. I have people that do well in life, and then somebody gets sick. All the money in the world can't help you when that person gets sick. I'm not talking about, paying a medical bill. That could help you. I'm talking about sickness where a doctor can't even help you. Now you need God. You needed God the whole time. So you've been ignoring God, saying you need stuff. Stuff going to help you through that sickness? Stuff going to help you through that pain? Stuff going to protect you? God will, right? Okay, you're doing pretty good. What happens when the family member is going through something? A child. You need God now. You needed God the whole time. But if you get distracted by stuff, you miss out on what's the most significant thing in your life, and that's your need for God.